Again here in part 2 of our series on the police crisis in America, we turn our attention to efforts departments are making to fill thousands of vacancies across the country. In a NewsNation exclusive, we talked to the president of the National Association of Police Organizations, and today he polled over 200 officers from departments across the country. He found that nearly 95% of them are understaffed, and it could take some time to turn things around. For instance, in Northeast Ohio, they generally have about 500 people take the police officer's exam. This year, 11 people showed up. So while the number of officers continue to go down, violence is going up.
We've been in similar situations in the past where we had to make these adjustments because of shortages, not like this big shortage.
Yolanda Talley is chief of the Chicago Police Department's Bureau of Internal Affairs and the Recruitment and Retention Unit. She says the department has lost 1,000 officers in the last year, mostly to retirement. Veteran officers say if they're not valued and appreciated, they'd rather leave the job than stay and serve where they're not wanted. One of the common complaints about why officers are retiring or resigning is that new practices and procedures is changing the way police officers do their job. And rather than deal with the stress of trying to do things a new way, they're leaving. Is that an issue here?
I don't think it's as big of an issue here as it is in other places. Change is good. For a very long time, the Chicago Police Department has operated as a closed department where we really didn't look at best practices in other places. But that's something that we do now.
So many leaving and so few willing to fill those open vacancies. Across the country, police departments now using incentives and innovative ways to attract potential cadets.
The state of policing in New York City is strong.
America's largest police department, the NYPD, among those using slick recruitment campaigns to fill the 1,500 vacancies from this year alone. To the west in Phoenix, Arizona, a boost from $55,000 to $68,000 a year starting salary plus.
Yes, the city of Phoenix does have a signing bonus. It's $7,500.
Is making recruiting new officers to the ranks a little easier.
We have been very successful in getting the recruitment numbers up. Each month is getting better and better with the potential recruits.
In New Haven, Connecticut, police making a bold move, going door to door. Not looking for criminals, but potential recruits. Back in Chicago, they've branched out their recruiting efforts beyond the city limits to military bases, successfully recruiting 20 service members from Camp Lejeune in North Carolina and Camp Pendleton in California. And they're going back for more.
This is a paramilitary organization, the Chicago Police Department, so you guys understand that discipline, rank structure. You guys understand what it's like to perform under pressure.
Sergeant Nathaniel Miles is a 13-year veteran with the CPD and a Marine veteran leading the charge to recruit servicemen and women. You know, some people would say that the word military and police don't belong in the same sentence, that you're trying to turn soldiers into police officers, and that's a real dangerous thing to do. How do you respond to that?
So I can understand how people can see that military overseas deployment, war, but it's not always like that.
They want a diverse group of candidates that can hopefully become cadets. Men and women, black and brown and white, gay and straight, young and ambitious.
I always stress our benefits. And one of the benefits that I stress is we have 100% tuition reimbursement. We have attorneys that are police officers. We have nurse practitioners that are police officers. We have teachers that are police officers. We have people that have, the Chicago Police Department have paid for their undergraduate degrees, their graduate degrees, their law degrees, and their doctorates. So that's my hugest pitch.
The Chicago Police Department is also recruiting at black colleges and universities to include more diversity, mirroring more of what communities look like, not just in Chicago, but across the country. One of the schools, Lincoln University in Missouri, has started a law enforcement training academy, making it a very attractive recruiting location for police departments from all across the country. So you can get a real sense from that story of just what police departments are doing, because right now they are stretched thin. The officers who choose to stay, they're burned out. They're having to work 60 to 80 hours a week. Something needs to happen to get those numbers up.
Yeah, I was seeing what they're doing, and also from your reports over the last 2 days, seeing what they're up against, quite frankly. We know you'll keep tracking this, Dre. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And meanwhile, we'll stay with this story. The San Jose Police Department has taken a direct hit out of any other major city in the nation. They hold the distinction of being the most short-staffed. Sergeant Sean Pritchard has lost 200 officers over the past 18 months, and he joins me now. Sergeant Pritchard, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
Do you know what is behind the exodus on your staff?
Well, I think it's a combination. We're seeing this across the country, and certainly San Jose is not immune to it whatsoever. Lack of support, created by legislators, certain groups throughout our country has really taken a toll. You combine that with the high cost of living. San Jose was just named the highest rent in the country. And we're seeing our officers that are joining the departments are having to commute from 2 hours plus. You put that on top of a 12, 14-hour workday, and then filling the gaps for all the shortages that we have, our officers are just simply getting burnt out. We used to see in the neighborhood of 2,000 to 3,000 people show up for one single test. We're lucky if we're getting that in the entire year.
Wow.
That apply.
That really illustrates it. And I do want to say I'm a Bay Area native as well. I know exactly what you're talking about in terms of rents and housing prices. Can I ask what happens when a police force is priced out of the community that they police? What is lost there?
Well, you really lose that sense of connection, right? We want our officers to be able to live in the areas in which we work close by. They are our coaches. They are our mentors. They're more than just police officers. So having them in those communities that they serves a much greater benefit than anybody ever wants to talk about. And so when we lose that ability because they are having to move so far away, go to other departments where the cost of living is cheaper, we are simply losing out. And it's creating a very, very dangerous situation for our residents.
Well, and let's talk about that. What are the practical results of having such a thinly staffed police department? For example, an uptick in crime or response times. How have those changed?
Well, we've seen both. Obviously, our violent crimes, robbery, rape, aggravated assault, all are up. We're the 10th largest city in this nation. A priority to call, someone calling for help, a lady who's been a victim of domestic violence, your home has been broken into, you've just been assaulted. It's taken us 22 minutes to get help to that individual. That's unacceptable, and our residents know that.
So we do want to focus on solutions. What is the solution to losing so many officers? What can police departments, what is your department doing?
Well, we really look at a combination of things. We have to start looking at longevity pay, recruitment and retention incentives. We're seeing it in other agencies. We have to pay our officers a wage in which they can live in. And unfortunately, being the highest cost of living in the country, we have to be able to keep up with that pace. Otherwise, we're going to continue to go backwards. We should be somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,800 to 2,000 police officers for a city of our size. On a good day, we're pushing maybe 900 street-ready officers. So more than 50% less.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.